Eureka Springs, Arkansas has been listed as one of the top 5 most visited places each year in the United States. Eureka Springs, Arkansas is one of America's best travel destinations, whether a romantic getaway or a family vacation. I am qualified to speak about Eureka Springs because I have personally been there over a dozen times and I have a vast amount of information relating to it. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to explain the history of Eureka Springs. I'm going to explain why it is so popular for couples and in general, and I'm going to talk about the Haunted Crescent Hotel. So first, the history of Eureka Springs. Eureka Springs was actually founded and named on July 4th, 1879. According to EurekaSprings.com, legend has it that several tribes spoke of a great healing spring in the mountains of what later became known as Arkansas. Early visitors believed this spring to be Basin Spring itself, and the magical waters drew the afflicted in such numbers that Eureka Springs transformed from an isolated wilderness to a flourishing city very quickly. The waters would gain national acclaim with the beginning of Ozarka Bottling Company, which continues today. So within a few months of Eureka's founding date, the population grew to over 10,000 people, and that's mostly because of the healing waters and healing springs. They became very popular and very known across the nation, and people flocked from all over the country to experience these healing waters. People with cancer, illnesses, sick people all came because they heard about these healing springs in Eureka Springs. In 1881, it was named the 4th largest city in Arkansas and was named City of the First Class. So why it is so popular for couples and in general. It has the most beautiful scenery in the world. Unless you have personally been there, no words can do it justice. As written by a Eureka Springs descriptive and historical published in 1892, the location of the city is the last one in the world which would ordinarily have been chosen. The impossibility of presenting a striking and vivid picture of Eureka Springs has been fully realized by every person who has made the attempt, and the most powerful descriptive writer would rise from the task dissatisfied with the best efforts of his pen. To group and present a few of its most prominent features would utterly fail to do justice to a city without parallel, unique, phenomenal, picturesque, and beautiful, to name a few. Another attraction that gets people going to Eureka Springs is they have a bunch of caves. A few of those are Cosmic Cavern and the Onks Cave. They also have Thorn Crown Chapel. Now, Thorn Crown Chapel is a glass chapel situated in a woodland setting designed by noted architect E. Fay Jones. According to PlanetWare.com, the chapel is a 48-foot tall wooden structure with 425 windows that gives it the feeling of being open air. My wife and I have actually been to Thorn Crown Chapel, and it is an absolutely amazing and stunning building. Again, words really don't do it much justice. You have to experience it for yourself. It is definitely one of the most beautiful places and elegant places we have ever visited in our life. And actually, it ranks 4th as the most significant American architectural structure behind the Sears Tower, the Empire State Building, and the Chrysler Building. Eureka Springs also has Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge that is home to over 100 abandoned, abused, and neglected big cats on 459 acres of land. Lions, tigers, cougars, and bears are all housed here. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about probably their most popular attraction, and that's the Haunted Crescent Hotel. It was originally opened in 1896, and for the first 15 years after its grand opening, it was operated by the Eureka Springs Improvement Company as an exclusive year-round resort hotel catering to the carriage set. This was during the Victorian years, the years of grandeur. The southern hospitality of the Crescent Hotel became well known. A stable with 100 sleek-coated horses was provided for the guest, riding pleasure on early morning canters over the trails. So 3 years after the Crescent Hotel closed, 3 years after the Crescent College closed, the doors reopened for an alternate use, marking one of the most colorful eras in the hotel's history. In 1937, a charlatan who allowed himself to be called Doctor purchased the Crescent Hotel and converted it to Baker's Cancer Curing Hospital. His name was Norman Glenwood Baker of Muscatine, Iowa. Norman Baker had a fetish for the color purple. Many sections of the hospital were painted purple, and the remnants can still be seen on the chimneys located on the rooftop of the hotel. He also drove a purple automobile and wore white linen suits with purple shirts and ties. People came from all over to seek the cure. Many came, many were treated, and most died. A few of their stories can be heard along with what happened to Norman Baker on the nightly Crescent Ghost Tour, available for purchase at the hotel. Norman claimed to have the cure for cancer, and everyone did believe him, but he leached thousands of dollars off of many unsuspecting victims and victims' families. My wife and I also have been on the Crescent Ghost Tour, and it's also a great attraction, very fun, very unique, and we haven't stayed in the hotel itself, but we have went to the Ghostly Tour, and it was pretty fun. The Crescent Hotel is rightfully known as the most haunted hotel in America. It was featured on the hit TV show Ghost Hunters. Customers can stay in what is known as the most haunted room in the hotel for an added cost. A typical room ranges from $100 all the way up to $300 a night for the deluxe rooms. So tonight we have covered the history of Eureka Springs, why it is so popular for couples and in general, and the haunted Crescent Hotel. Eureka Springs, Arkansas is the ultimate destination for an affordable getaway with your family or a romantic getaway with your significant other. All it takes is one visit and you're hooked. Thank you.